Hey, it's Matt Fouch, and this is Fouch and Friends. I would love for you to subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or like my page if you're watching on Facebook. Please make sure that you're getting notifications on both of those and share this with your friends if you enjoy it. Today I'm talking with Kim Hopper of The Hoppers. We had a great conversation. It was so much fun. You guys are going to absolutely love this. Thank you for watching Fouch and Friends. Hey, Kim Hopper, thank you so much for joining me today.
This is fun. It gives me something to do.
So, what have you been doing over the last month since
Oh,
we've all been home from singing,
well, first, after I came out of the state of shock, um,
right?
'cause, I've been on the road since I was like 12 years old,
Yeah.
working basically every week. And I have never been home more than probably 2, maybe 3 weeks at the most since I was about 12. And so I don't even know what to do with myself, but we are keeping busy. We've been our daughter is buying a house or bought a house, and so we have been landscaping at her house and clearing land. I'm telling you, you should see me with a chainsaw. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can do it. Chainsaw, you name it. We've painted. She has a little building out on in the back of her property, and so we pressure washed and painted that. We oh, my eyelashes are messed up. Painted the deck. Like I said, landscape. We you name it. We've done it, and some stuff around here. And then I love to cook, and so I cooked a lot, and I like doing that. I have to have time to do that, and so
Right.
I've done that a whole lot, and just all the stuff normal people are doing that get stay at home and do. I've done a lot of yard work here myself. Oh, and then we have yes, my daughter was informing me. My youngest is an animal lover like you wouldn't believe. And so on Carly's property, she's building there was a little fenced in area and we cleared all that land in it because it had grown up. And she's put wants to put chickens and ducks and all this, and it's going to be Lexi's little farm. It's not a huge area, but so in my basement of my house right now, which is not a finished basement, there are 7 chickens and 2 ducks. And so I've been taking care of chickens and ducks. And you name it, we've been doing it, but it's been a lot of fun. A lot of
You
fun.
know, my wife would want to come to your house and see those chickens and ducks because when this thing first happened, she was like, I wonder how much it would be to get a coop and some chickens in our backyard, and so that way we could just get our own eggs. And she said, I think that would be so much fun. And I was like, no.
Let me tell you, it smells a lot. I keep saying, Lexi, it's time to clean that stuff out. They're babies right now, so they're in a
Yeah.
big container downstairs, and we under heat lamps and all that. Which I can get one for you to see. Would you like to? I can get
If you
somebody.
want, if
Yeah, yeah.
if you want to share
One
one with the
for you.
folks.
Yes, yes. Maybe the people see what's in my basement. Yes,
So I
that
was
they've grown like crazy, but
I was gonna ask you if you have learned anything new during this time or you had any plans, and it sounds like maybe you're not necessarily learning anything new, but maybe you are because all this stuff you're doing with the house and now raising chicks and ducks and you're doing
no.
all so what of all of that did you not know how to do that you now are a master at?
Hmm. Probably cleaning out little chicken beds and duck beds and how much water I had to go back to yesterday to Tractor Supply to buy 5 quart. Ducks drink like so many gallons of water a day. I didn't know
Wow.
that. So now
Wow.
I'm learning all about little ducks. But we helped Carly when she bought this house. She completely remodeled it, and so I had learned how to do a lot of things. I mean, we knocked out walls and we did it all ourselves. So I
Wow.
learned all about working in houses. I've not got the plumbing and electrical down yet, but all the other stuff I've learned how to do. Hey, come here. This is Phoebe. Lexi has named them all. This is Phoebe. Nope, and the dog's trying to get her. Say hi.
Phoebe.
It's
What a
Phoebe.
great name.
Yes,
And
yes,
this is Piper.
yes. And we have Piper the dog. She's here wanting to see what Phoebe is, what she's doing. No, you can't have her.
So
Okay.
now, is this just a normal duck or a normal chick? What do we
Yeah.
have here?
Well, I don't even know the name. What kind this is?
They're all pullets. They're all females.
They're all female pullets, and they
Okay.
all laying hens,
Okay.
but I don't know the name of this. Lexi knows all this. She's the one that you need to be interviewing.
I got
Uh, Anyway, but yes, there are 7 of them down there. They're all different colors, and I have to sanitize here. Can't touch anything now.
you're gonna do the rest of the interview like
That's
this.
the interview, just like this. Here, okay. Hand sanitizer. Yep.
There
Okay.
you go.
Woo!
That's
Okay.
awesome. All right. So okay, I was gonna also ask you what your daily routine is like, but it sounds like you're just kind of going with the flow and everything's just whatever's on the to-do list, you guys are just knocking it out as we're going along here.
We are. Dean's working a lot here at home, obviously, where our dates have been postponed like everybody else's. He works on that, and so I try to. Sometimes I get up in the mornings. I cook us breakfast, which I'm even doing breakfast now. I've got like a little diner here. Put in your order. So we have breakfast, and I make beds, and then I'm a little OCD if y'all
Okay.
didn't know that. So things have to be really clean around here. I'm a Clorox fanatic, and the smell of Clorox just excites me, and so I.
Be careful with that. I hear it can be bad for you.
I know, I know. So I get up and I clean whatever needs to be cleaned, and everything has to stay spotless, and because I'm a little weird that way. And then Dean and I sat down today and we worked on dates together. He was trying to figure out how to kind of move some things around, and he's like, "What do you think about this week?" And we'd planned for vacation. We don't know now if we're gonna get our planned
Yeah,
vacation time,
that's
which
right.
is just fine because we're getting it now, even though we can't do much, but that's
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
And we check on the chickens and whatever needs to be done with them. Okay, Pumpkin. This is Pumpkin the duck. Pumpkin the duck.
This is the duck. Okay.
Yes, this is Pumpkin.
So Phoebe was the chick,
Yep.
Pumpkin's the duck, Piper's the dog.
Yep.
Any other P animals you guys got to
Yes.
start with P?
Yes. Prada is one of the chicks.
Priscilla,
Okay.
Priscilla. They're all P names.
Peach,
Really?
Peach, Pineapple, Priscilla, Prada,
pineapple,
Phoebe,
Penelope,
Penelope,
Penny.
This is
Penny.
awesome.
Yeah, Lexi named them all. Okay, but she say I'm a cutie. I'm a
She
cutie.
is cutie.
Yes. Okay.
She's getting huge.
Yes, they're getting really big, really fast. Like they in 30 days, they're at
Mhm.
they're full grown in 30 days.
So what kind of security measures are you guys installing out there at the other house to make sure that these chicks and ducks live a nice, full, healthy, long life after they
Well,
leave the home?
Lexi's not here today. She's over at Carly's house with a friend, and they're finishing up a chicken coop, and then they're going to fix or build whatever that the ducks have to have. And then it's in a fenced in area, and then it's like wire along with the fence too to keep them protected. But
Beautiful.
Lexi's always wanted a little farm, and Dane and I have been talking about um, selling our house and moving down to Connie and Claude's farm, and building down there so Lexi can have her own little farm area and what she wants there. Dane and I live in a subdivision, and if my neighbors knew I had ducks and chickens in my basement, they would evict us immediately. We
The
would have to.
HOA, the
Oh,
the
yeah.
HOA committee would be at your house knocking tonight.
So don't tell anybody there.
Be quiet.
Don't tell us all. But yeah, they're in the basement, and but I think she would love that. And I don't know, there's something. What we do. We ride on a bus and we get dressed up and we go in and we sing to the people, and everything looks picture perfect. But there is something about, and that I think that's what I've learned since I've been off. There's something about getting your hands dirty
Mm,
and getting back to the earth. And I actually read something. We did a Facebook um, live little thing the other day with the hoppers, and I read something that some people had sent me that made so much sense to me. And I hadn't even thought about it. How the number 40 is in the Bible. I mean, it's used throughout. It was 40 days, in the desert, 40 days of fasting. The number 40 is just a theologians call that the 40 days is when it's a change.
mm,
And the they've been talking that basically we're going to be kind of set aside and set apart for about 40 days or so that we're all going to be at home. And we've talked about how that it's a time of rest. And it
Mm.
seems like the earth is kind of resting, because there's less pollution, because, the not many people out driving.
Right.
The businesses are not operating. And so you got less pollution. And with not many people out, you have less crime, you have less murders, less thefts, less all these things. And it kind of reminded me that it said, 40 is the number of change. What's going to change for you in the 40 days?
Wow.
Think for me, it's getting back to what is real. And I think sometimes we kind of live the fantasy life. I mean, when I come home, it's I'm doing what I have to do. I clean my house and do my laundry and take care of my family. But being gone from home so much and being on the road, you're living in and out of hotels, and um, that's not the real life and real world. And what I have learned is that I pray that the 40 days of change happens in me,
Hmm. Yeah.
makes me a different person. It's a time I've been talking to God a lot, um, praying for my kids through this. Um, my kids have had some battles on their own, and these times have at times frightened them. So Dean and I have been instilling in them the word. I sat down and wrote out scripture verses for our youngest. She's dealt with fears a lot through her life. And I wrote out scripture verses about faith and how that fear is not of God. And I told her, I said, and put these, in your bedroom, on your mirror, and get up in the morning and quote these scriptures. And this time is not, I know it seems like maybe it's the end of the world to some people.
Yeah.
I don't believe that at all. But I
Yeah.
do think that God has set us all aside for a little while and said, okay, it's time to rest. The earth needs to rest. You need to rest. And I don't know if you've walked outside, but the birds, it's like the air is so clean. The birds are singing louder than I've heard them sing in a very long time. We had a massive storm that came through the other night, and we got up yesterday morning after that bad storm. There were tornadoes all around us, and we got up yesterday, and the sun was shining. And Dean said, "Have you ever noticed how a storm clears out everything, and everything's more pristine and cleaner than it's been?"
Mhm.
I think the storm of life that we're in right now purges us and cleans us of the junk, and we get our
Yeah.
perspectives right about what's important. And that's our
Yeah.
family and
Yeah.
our Savior, Jesus Christ, who gives us peace in the midst of every storm.
Yeah.
That's
You
what's going on with me.
And one thing I was thinking of when you were talking about that with the birds is maybe they're singing louder, or maybe we're just quiet enough right now to where we actually notice and hear
You're exactly right.
God's creation, and maybe this is giving us an opportunity to connect with His creation in a different way than our busy, fast-paced lives sometimes allow us to, with things we don't notice. I mean, we don't know what God's up to, but we know we can trust Him, and that's so amazing
Yes.
just to rest in that and to rely on that, and to
Yeah.
have that as children of God and having put our faith in Him.
Yeah.
What's one thing you wish you would have started 5 years ago, so that today you would either be doing it, you would be in it, you would be done with it, but since you didn't start, you're not there.
Hmm. You know what? I always wanted I wanted to open a little boutique,
Yeah.
and because I love fashion, and I love, dealing with people, and just clothes and jewelry and all that. And I've always had the name in my head, everything, but
Mhm.
didn't, I never got to do it. We were always so busy. And I've thought so much recently about, that being something that I could leave for my kids one day, maybe an established business of some sort
Mhm.
along with the music. But I was always so busy, and I thought, who's going to run it when I'm gone? Because takes a lot of hands-on, work.
For
But
sure.
boy, I wish right now that I had had done that. I mean, it wouldn't be open right now, but I could be doing a lot of maybe things online and just a lot of work with that. And I may do that. I may do that one day. I'd love to have some like home furnishings in it as well. A guy that works for us is an amazing interior decorator, and so he and I have talked about going in together and putting his interiors in there and my boutiques. I don't know. Maybe that'll happen one day. It would be
Kim,
fun.
you are i- one of, if not the one of the best sopranos in all of gospel music. Singing News um, fans award you the Soprano of the Year award every year for the last 20. How many years has it been now?
Crazy.
I was going to guess 20, but
It's 22 or
is it
23.
okay? I
Yeah.
knew it was in that 20 range. So, you can't argue with the folks that vote for you every year. And but one
You
thing I
sure they're not
always
just hard of hearing?
say, what?
You sure they're not just hard of hearing?
I'm sure you do a great job. But one thing I've always wondered, has anyone ever asked you about singing tips or singing exercises?
Yeah.
Because I do another channel that's specifically designed for bass singers, and I get with other bass singers and we talk about tips. Now, obviously, this is not something I ever sit down and talk to sopranos about because that's not not my world. But
Okay.
what are some tips or some exercises that you would give some sopranos or some female singers that are starting out and they're like, man, I want to get my voice to grow. I want to try to get better at this. What are some things you would give those females that are starting out?
Well, first of all, I think I had shared with you and all of your listeners and people watching about how that I never had any vocal lessons.
Yeah.
I just sort of trained myself by listening to other people. So number one, I would say whoever you love, whatever vocal style you like, listen like crazy. Don't ever try to sing like someone, but if you know that they're singing something correctly, that they've been singing for 30 or 40 years and their voice is still just as strong, then
Hmm.
basically they've been doing something right. So listen to that and mimic like their tone placements. Those are the type things that I did, which Debbie Talley was major influence, Reba Rambo, Joy Gardner, and I would just try to mimic their tone placements. And another thing I found is that I typically, when I'm talking, I talk down here. That's normal
Hmm.
for me. But as a soprano singer, if I stay down here all the time, then it's real hard when I step up to sing those notes up here. So I have kind of been training myself, especially the days that I'm singing, to talk
Uh,
up here, bring it up where I want to sing, start sort of stretching those vocal cords in the way that I talk during the day, bringing all that up and living in that tone placement long before I go to the stage.
yeah.
And I think I'm real bad not to warm up or anything, but if I do that, usually the first song I'm already there, and that helps me a lot. And that's where I also learned that I remember when I was very young, I would hear Debbie Talley speak, and I thought she speaks low, like she would be an alto singer, and but she sings these ridiculously high notes. How's she doing that? And so I would just listen and watch her, and I sort of figured out that I need to talk up here and get up there and start that early in the day. Then, of course, tons and tons of water. I don't drink any caffeine, especially the days that I sing, but I try not to ever drink caffeine. It doesn't do well for me anyway. Um, and then if you get hoarse or something, an anti-inflammatory like Advil or something like that can help reduce the swelling. But that's not something to live on. Get to somewhere and someone that can teach you how to place it if you're not placing it correctly. Um,
Yeah.
and those are just some little things that I've learned along the way that have helped me a lot.
So during this time that you're not singing, are you doing anything to help keep your voice? Because here's what I know as a bass singer, when we go on vacation for, say, we are off for a couple weeks, and if I do not sing,
Mhm.
then when we go back to sing, I feel like I've lost the cut on my low end.
Sure.
And I feel like I'm not able to hit the notes like I normally would if I were singing, every night 3 or 4
Mhm.
times a week. And it takes me a concert or 2 and then it's back, I'm like,
Sure.
"Okay, I'm good to go." But now this is going to be it's already been a month. Maybe we're looking at a couple more months or 2, 3, 4 months. We don't know.
Right.
So, what are you doing? I mean, I know I'm doing, like, vocal slides down
Mhm.
into my
Sure.
bottom range. So, what are some
That
things
makes
you're doing to
perfect
help
sense.
keep your voice fresh during this time?
Well, the one thing I have noticed is that the rest has helped me vocally, and that's another thing. If any of you out there are getting hoarse or anything like that, rest, rest, rest your voice. No talking, no nothing. Um, and so I think um, just being off, my voice has rested a lot. But I'm a hummer, and I hum 24/7. It may not be loud, a lot of times nobody knows what I'm doing, but I have songs in my head all the time. And Dean's like, "Okay, what are you humming now?" So I'm always have something going in my head, and it
Gotcha.
comes out here and there. And then when I get in the shower, I'll do some vocal runs because it always sounds much better in the shower. Boy,
That's right.
you would not even believe in the shower.
Nice echo in there.
Yes, yes. I try to talk up here, keep it up there as much as possible. But
That's awesome.
yeah, and I sing along with the radio. I'm bad to do that, all the time anyway. Singing is in my blood, like all of the other singers out there. I mean, you can't get away from it. So use it. And those of you who are starting out, sing, sing, sing. Every opportunity you get, church service, I don't care if it's 2 or 3 people and say, "Hey, sing me a song." Sing. You need
Yeah,
all the practice you can get.
yeah,
And anytime that they are offered you the platform, take it.
yeah.
Figure out what song you're gonna do and take it. Sing, sing, sing.
I know Michael Booth has said before, "Go and get punched in the teeth a few times because that's how you're gonna learn and get better," right?
That's exactly right.
Especially starting out. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna mess up, it's gonna
Mhm.
feel uncomfortable, it's gonna be weird, and there's gonna be some times where you feel like you just got punched in the face because it was just, it was bad or something just major catastrophe happened or whatever, but that's how you learn, that's how you get better, that's how you refine the craft and grow from it.
Mhm.
So get out there and take those opportunities to get up in front of people in that church and
Sure.
all those things that are handed to you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've enjoyed my time today. Thank you
Me
for
too.
agreeing to do this.
It's always nice to talk with you. You're always very pleasant, very nice and easy to talk with. So thank you.
Good. And thank you for introducing all of us watching to the entire family, all those names that start with P's and everything you guys have going on. That's awesome.
Yes, I know. I can't believe we've done this, but this was something that was important to our daughter. And it was, God worked out the timing for us to be able to be home. And little chicks were at Tractor Supply during Easter. And so we said, okay, this is the time to do this. So we're helping her to have her little farm. And that's important
Awesome.
for her. So whatever you can do for your kids, you know,
Yeah.
you'll do. You'll even have chickens in your basement to do it.
That's Kim, is there anywhere that folks can connect with you or the Hoppers on social or online?
Yeah, just at thehoppers.com. And then, Carly, what's our Hoppers Facebook? Yes, I don't have a Facebook. Hoppers Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The
Cool.
Hoppers have all that. So,
Cool.
sorry,
You guys
Hoppers official.
Okay, the Hoppers official. You
Yeah.
guys check out the Hoppers online, and once we get back to doing concerts, I know you can go to Bands in Town app, or you can go to their website. Go see them in concert. They'd love to see it. And you guys do so many of the multi-day events all around the country. Folks
Hmm.
can see you guys at most of those, just like Legacy 5 does a lot of those as well. It's been a pleasure today. Thank you for your time, and you guys have
Absolutely.
fun with those chicks and ducks. I'm sure it'll be great.
Do it. And let me tell everybody out there that we're not only, just missing being on the road, but and missing seeing one another a lot, but we miss you, the fans, a lot. We know that you have kept food on our table and have taken care of us for group's been in existence how many, 62, 63 years now.
Wow.
So of missing your sweet smiling faces. And we can't wait to get back out there to you.
That's awesome. Well, God bless, Kim. Thank you so
Bless you.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.